So last month I attended London Film Festival, by which I mean I was in my living room in front of a TV watching films on a sometimes temperamental streaming service, and I want to spotlight one of the absolute best films I saw, an incredibly smart, subtle and sophisticated Argentine horror film called The Intruder. What I admire so much about the film is that it's not the least bit ironic. It uses horror tropes completely sincerely, and it absolutely works because of how engrossing the movie is. There's clearly a lot of giallo influence here, both in the movie's style and psychosexual paranoia, but this isn't some vintage throwback. There's been a lot of those in recent years, not all of them good, and even though there's clearly nods to Peter Strickland's excellent Barbarian sound studio, this is not that. This is an altogether more unique film that's profoundly modern and engaging, not simply on a genre level, but on an emotional one as well. The main reason this film works so well is undoubtedly the performances, particularly from our lead, the wonderfully talented Erica Rivas, who previously stole the show as the bride in the absolutely excellent Wild Tales. She's capable of such subtle acting and really brings a character to life. Like all the best horror movies, this isn't simply about mindlessly scaring the audience. It's a very sensitive exploration of depression, grief, and post-traumatic stress, and Rivas is able to indicate so much about her character's suffering simply through her tone of voice or the look on her face. It's a truly powerful performance and completely grounds this supernatural story firmly within a recognizable and sincere human experience. The central metaphor of the titular intruder acts as more than simply a horror movie villain. It's a deep psychological oppression that impacts our lead's everyday life, and this I feel will be the thing that resonates with people most whenever they're able to view this as of yet undistributed film. In addition to the film's engaging acting, Natalie Meta's outstanding direction also manages to be absolutely riveting. The film has a pristine shine and chic to it. The lighting is stylish, and the film's visual style is both aesthetic and unnerving. It's very much a slow burn film, but the film's confident presentation combined with the performances just suck you right in, and I can honestly say that I was completely glued to the screen from start to finish. Fundamentally though, this is first and foremost a horror movie, and throughout the film I found myself transfixed by its frankly creepy atmosphere. A lot of the imagery in this is proper fridge horror, sticking in your mind long after the film is over. And as for the sound design, I mentioned the Barbarian sound studio influence earlier, and that's apparent not simply during the recording booth scenes in the film, but also in the level of detail and care that was put into the movie's sound. It adds a lot to the film's haunting sensation, and sound designer Guido Berenblum definitely deserves to be spotlighted here, along with the entire sound department. This is a fantastic film, and it belongs right up there with Midsummer, Raw, and The Lighthouse in the list of amazing, boundary-pushing and intelligent horror films of which we've been seeing many entries of in recent years. I hope this film receives a prompt UK distribution, though due to the ongoing pandemic I can see why it won't. This has been one of the best new films that I've seen in a long while, and if it gets a 2021 release I can see it being very high up my end of year list next year. And I'm gonna give this one a 10, yes you heard right, out of 10.